Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I thank the Chairman for including my amendment to codify the renaming of the Department of Defense as the Department of War and the Secretary of Defense as the Secretary of War throughout applicable provisions of federal law. As a 28-year Navy combat veteran, restoring the warrior ethos here in the United States and ensuring the world understands that is very important to me. For a little history, the War Department was among the first executive departments established by the first Congress in 1789 and signed into law by none other than the founding father of our country, President George Washington. For more than half a century under that name, the department helped oversee the military forces that defended and advanced the interests of the United States through conflicts ranging from the War of 1812 to both world wars. The title Department of War reflected the founders' understanding that preserving peace requires maintaining the capability, readiness, and resolve to prevail in war when necessary. Last year, President Trump issued an executive order to restore the U.S. Department of War, which recognized that the former title, Department of Defense, may not fully convey the strength, deterrent capability, and war-fighting mission entrusted to America's military. Therefore, the executive order authorized the use of the title Department of War within the executive branch and directed recommendations for permanently restoring the department's historic name through legislation. This amendment advances that objective by making the statutory changes necessary to formally redesignate the Department of Defense as the Department of War throughout Titles 10, 32, and 37 of U.S. Code, along with numerous conforming amendments. It also redesignates the Secretary of Defense as the Secretary of War and updates references to departmental offices and activities to reflect the new title. You know, the best defense is a good offense, and names communicate priorities. For decades, America's military has remained the most lethal and capable fighting force in the world, but our principal national security institution bore a title that emphasizes only one aspect of its mission. The historic title, Department of War, more directly reflects the warrior ethos and the department's responsibility to prepare for, deter, and when required, successfully wage war in the defense of the United States and its interests. I urge my colleagues to support this en bloc, and I yield back.